There's a new dApp in the Solana ecosystem that I'm very, very excited for. They keep on pushing and pushing and pushing, and that is Racket. And I'm going to show you how you can use Racket and why I'm excited for it. Firstly, here we are at Twitter. So this is Racket, and basically this allows you to amplify your Twitter reach. So if we click on racket.wtf, this will go to this website where you go ahead and you'll connect your wallet and you'll connect your Twitter. From here, we basically have the ability to go and do retweets, and we can earn their actual token. So this is the RKT token. This is not a meme coin. This is a token that you use in order to amplify your reach. I'll talk through it a bit in a second, but you can see there's all these different people on here. So as an example, if I hover over, say this one, the allow list raffles have ended, etc. If I want to like this, I click like, and then I earn this Racket. Now, this has been out for not too long, so there's a lot more things that need to happen. As an example, if this is so big brain here, yep. If I want to click on this link, it's not clickable yet, which is a bit annoying, but nevertheless, this is a good way to try and get a little bit of engagement on your Twitter feed. And they've set it up in such a way that bots weed it out, essentially. So what's fantastic about Racket is the fact that Twitter is essentially broken. So Terra Ninja, follow this person, they've got an ape. But whenever something goes on your feed, it's there briefly and then it's gone, right? If I go to my home and I find something funny, if I'm not on at that particular time, again, like when did this come out? 7 hours ago. If the algorithm doesn't want to show me it, then I don't get to see it. Or if it's maybe something that you want to try and advertise to a particular crypto group, then you can't because, Twitter doesn't really have this ability. So what Racket allows you to do is you can basically take anything. So I can take this here, and it doesn't even have to be your own tweet. You can go here and you can be like, all right, I want to get some likes on it, or I want to get some reposts on it. So we post the URL and we decide how many we want to go with. We'll go with 20, and then we put in a bid. Now I've got a little bit of Racket here, and I'll show you how to deposit Racket in a second and how to check if you have Racket, but I'll just go with, say, 10, and it will say, I just put 10 because I know that 10 is not enough, but it'll tell me what the minimum amount is. So it's 346, and so I might decide, okay, well, I will go with a bid of, say, 400, which means every repost, I will pay them 20 Racket. So submit this, and off it goes, okay? So let me just show you what the token is. So we're at birdeye.so, and we can just type in Racket here, and this is it here. Remember, it's not a meme coin. Rocket it up, and now it's come down. It's entirely up to you if you want to hold it a little bit, but I think this platform has some serious kind of potential. What did I just spend? Like 400? So that was like $1 is essentially what I've kind of allocated to that spend. And then what you can do, you can check and see if you actually have any Racket that's owing to you. I've covered this before. If you're not familiar, Z at ZSolWorks is building Solana Airdrop checker. And from here, we can go ahead and we can paste in any of our addresses, or we can even pay them some money, and then we can have like 1,000 addresses or something. So if we click on check, you can put in all your addresses and you can work out what you qualified for. So qualify for dupe, bonk miss, and Racket. So you can see that this wallet actually qualified for Racket. So because of this, when we go and sign up initially, and I can't show you, but when we go and sign up initially, we can sign a transaction and we can get that Racket into our wallet. The wallet that we use, we're given a custodial wallet, so we don't have access to this private key. But if we want to go and buy some Racket, as an example, I've got this amount. If I want a little bit more, I've got some USDC here. So we'll take this and we'll just go and grab some Racket just for the sake of the tutorial, just like $20 worth, just with the in-app swap, review and swap. We can just go and copy this, our address here, and we can go and add it in. And I'll go over the next thing in a second. All right, now let's send this Racket here. Send Racket. Of course, check the first 4 and last 4 characters. That is correct. And we'll send this. So this will load in our balance here shortly. And as you can see, we've got a Racket score. It is in your best interests to pump up your Racket score, because then you can earn some more Racket. But first, I just want to kind of retouch on all the different features. So we can get reposts, follows, and likes. Getting featured is a little bit more hard. You need to grow your Racket Clout score. Now, you can't just come along with a brand new account and just go, all right, I want 1,000 followers and I'll just pay for it. You do actually have to have some organic stuff, because they can see if it's a bot, essentially. So you need to get hustling yourself, interacting with things, posting comments, getting your your algorithm score up. By the way, I am excited for ReDAO, so he better give. But if you want to then further your growth, it's in your best interests. So as an example, I've been making more and more videos, and they're starting to get some likes. So thank you for liking my videos. They're just there to educate. But let's say, as an example, that I wanted to try and get this to be engaged with more so, or this to be engaged with, or this, or whatever. I'm just going to go with, I'll go with this one. I can grab the link, as I just showed kind of before, and we can go ahead and we go, I want to get some likes. How many likes? 40. Total bid, put in 10, and then I'm going to change it to 150, which means it's 3.75 Racket. So people can decide if they want to do it. If it says something like, looks a bit shady, then you might say no. And then I can do the same thing with getting reposts, which would be a little bit more expensive. But the good thing with this is the fact that if you are doing this, the Twitter algorithms should also see that there's some kind of traction coming your way. You can't actually add comments though, so it doesn't work perfectly. And of course, there are things that aren't going to be the best. So this is a great experiment account. I actually don't know, it's a meme coin kind of thing. I follow them and I earn this Racket, and it trickles in to my balance. But there's so many different things that you can kind of engage with. What's this? Well, if it's Solana Sensei, I'm just going to like it regardless. So I may as well earn 9.5 Racket. That's just kind of the way to go. Retweet this and so on. So yes, it's a way for you to earn this token, which of course, if a lot of people do this, then there's some sell pressure on the token. However, the first stage is getting a couple of thousand users. Maybe you're part of those couple of thousand users. And then they can go to companies and go, we can target our Web3 clientele and get more engagement, because that's what people are often after. I know if you look at my Twitter, it's nothing crazy. There's a few followers and things are starting to do better. My magical internet friend Gumshoe, he does really, really well with his engagement, and it's all kind of organic. But to start yourself off, if you've got some good alpha, or if you're a DApp and you're just trying to push out stuff, you want to try and promote yourself to the right audience. And this is something that can certainly help. Now, Racket has weekly airdrops for those people that are out there hustling, using, maybe they spend 200,000 or 100,000 of Racket really working on their engagement. They can actually climb into the leaderboard and then end up getting a Racket airdrop. I have not done that yet, so I need to hustle. I'm all the way down here. Well, this is a new week and I can't show you the previous week. But you can see these guys, they start off like machines. If we check out this person on Twitter, we'd be able to see what they've been doing. But essentially, you can go ahead and, really, really push this platform and you can make some money. And as it's kind of mentioned here, this isn't the grand opening. Like, this has so much product market fit, because if you have a quick look and scroll down, let's just see if we can find an ad on Twitter. I've never clicked on them. Like, if you go on Facebook, there's an ad every 4 posts or less than that. It's insane. Whereas the number of ads here are so rare and they're so terrible, which is fine. I like not seeing ads, but it'd be great if we can see stuff that we may want to actually engage with, and we can potentially earn some Racket. I mean, like this. This is a no-brainer. Now, the Get Featured button here, this I haven't got yet, but you unlock this by growing your Racket Clout score. So my score is quite low and I need to certainly hustle. Of course I do. But these are these featured ones. So if you get those featured, and you're going to see things like this, they obviously give you more Racket, but maybe it comes from an advertising partner. So I do think that Racket could bring in a decent number of advertising partners. Now, what can you do to get more of a Racket score? Well, if you go to Diamond Hand here, if you spend 1K to 2K, you'll amplify your X. Apparently I've spent 21K and now I need to spend 41. And if I manage to get my X account, I get 10,000 points. And if I hold a lot more Racket, then I get a multiplier as well. Otherwise, each repost, follow, and like, it gets a certain number of points. As you can see, because I have over 40,000, I get this 1.1 multiplier. Now, if you have a look at the platform right now, you have to kind of hover over everything in order to go, okay, this is a retweet, and so on and so on. But they are coming out with a filtering system, and I know that's been requested, and people have even requested it to me when I've kind of spoken about this. So that is coming. So how this works is there's an API access point that links this to Twitter. Now you might know as soon as Elon Musk took over Twitter, they changed some things. So this kind of API costs about $5,000 to $10,000 a month just for that access. And then they've got some serious kind of bot detection algorithms and all sorts of things that are here. But I'm really liking it, and I do want people to actually give it a go, especially if you're trying to grow a brand or do something cool like that. It's still in this kind of early stage. Nothing's going to work perfect yet, but they do have Telegram support, our ticketing system in Telegram. One thing is the easiest way to work out which of your wallets actually gets Racket tokens. Just come and use the Solana Airdrop checker. There are certain NFTs. You also could use particular dApps. However, if it comes up here, then you'll be good to claim them. You can't claim them just by clicking on a website. You literally have to go into Racket, and then you have to check your other wallets for initial Racket airdrop. So as an example, I don't have any Racket in this one here, as far as I'm aware, but let's grab it and let's just check it. So we don't have any Racket token here, but if I did, I would just change to this address at the top, and then I would check your other wallets and connect. And if it did have it, I would then sign a transaction and I would get my Racket into this account right here. So at the very least, you may have 5,000 Racket, which is like $14, which you can go and sell. But before you sell it, I would encourage you to go and use it. It has so much potential, and we definitely need something like this in Web3, and we've got it. For context, this is kind of like what Portal Coin will probably be, except this is already shipped, it's working, it's easy to use, and I dig it. So that's all for this review and tutorial. Remember, if you have any difficulty, jump into their Telegram group. However, just be aware, I haven't seen any scammers in there at present, but when this dApp really blows up, there'll be scammers in there trying to target you. So keep yourself safe, stay curious, and we'll catch you in the next video.